Okay, so here are the rails, and here is our show.
Completely off. Completely gone today. What in the world? Derailed.
Yay, you're here. Welcome to the CK and GK podcast. Let's get going.
Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. It's the CK and GK show. From the town of Austin. They're the funniest girls you know.
Oh my god! That was so good! That was so good! Oh my gosh, you guys. That was amazing. That's it.
I may or may not have written that 5 minutes before we started.
And we've peaked, guys. This is our last episode. Like we can't do anything else. That's it. That's it. Bye. Yeah. Like, make good choices. See you later.
Bye. Oh gosh, that's good.
Oh,
that's good.
Guys, we're so glad you're here today. Oh goodness. Today we are sharing. Oh God, I can't. Today we're sharing 10 very commonly misheard song lyrics, which is not. I mean, I can't. She just made up her own song lyrics. Oh, we're sharing 10 commonly misheard song lyrics, and we're wondering if you know the right words to these songs. So stick around and find out if you get them right every time, or if you're one of these lunatics who makes up the words that I do.
That's amazing.
Oh, goodness.
But first, with me today is Caitlin, and she's just the human version of that feeling when you get home from a long day and take your bra off for the night.
Oh, yes. That is a very nice compliment. Thank you. I appreciate that. And with me today is Jenny, our favorite, decidedly self-assured cowgirl. And yeah, she is an Aggie after all.
I am indeed. Whoop. Proudest member of the Fightin' Texas Aggie class of 2006.
Oh my goodness gracious. Have you watched the Johnny Manziel documentary yet?
I haven't. I struggle because Manziel was really important to me.
Yes.
And then he had a fall from grace.
Yes.
And I don't know if I could watch this. I know that for a lot of people it's explained things, but I'm afraid it's just going to make him like sadder and worse in my book.
You know, I watched it last night, so that's why I'm asking.
Okay, yeah.
And I sort of had this idea of like, is it just going to tell us that he was taking money under the table? You know, his family was, quote, independently wealthy. No. That,
and
you know,
his
what,
dad
no.
was a jerk.
No.
And he had to live through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very interesting thing. You know, talk about a flame out, right? Like it's really hard, but it just, I watched it. I thought you should, you know, okay. I don't know what it would do to your impression, but I think you should. But we're talking about college football. For those of you who don't know, Johnny Manziel was the quote unquote Johnny Football. Yes. He is the first freshman ever to win the Heisman Trophy. And he was kind of a big deal in college football for a very long time.
He brought A&M back to the national scene.
Right.
Like
true.
Texas A&M has always been broadcast and always been visible, but for the most part it was because whoever we were playing that week and not necessarily our skills.
Of Texas A&M itself. Yeah. Right.
And also our fans travel well, right? Like if you're a part of the 12th man, you are for the rest of your life. So there's always going to be a big crowd at an A&M game. So that's good for TV. But Johnny Manziel, like, had us back in the rankings and looking great and being the story to follow. And Abby's very first A&M game was a Manziel win.
It was a Manziel game
at home.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this is appropriate because you're telling me, or you've mentioned that you want to talk about college athletics right now. So let's get into this obsession that you have right now.
So here's
Tell me
the
about
deal.
this.
Like, a lot of times my obsessions are positive, right? Like last
Sure.
week, learning all about the world residential yacht. But here's the deal. And it's all over the news, and I'm obsessed with it because I really do love college football. I feel like it is one of the purest forms of the sport. But money is getting in the way, people.
Yeah.
Money has always been an issue. I remember back in 2011, University of Texas, I think it was probably 2009, 2010, but the University of Texas started the Longhorn Network, where they would be able to broadcast and make money off whatever sports or historical games or whatever they wanted. And A&M got mad, and they took their ball and their bat and they went home, and they left the Big 12 to join the Southeastern Conference.
Yes.
And Caitlin, I was so mad, I put a wooden spoon through the wall. It's like, what are we doing turning our back on 100-year rivalry, not playing schools that are right up the road, and traveling just so that we can be on TV more?
Yeah.
So this was 2011 when A&M left the Big 12. Fast forward to 2023, the whole college athletics system is on fire right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
So
it's really bad.
In the name of money, larger schools are looking to go to different divisions, different conferences to play other big money-making schools. But the problem is these decisions are being made solely upon football.
Yes.
Maybe basketball a little bit. But for the most part, these are made by football decisions.
Right. Only basketball for basketball schools, right? Like for like Arizona and schools that have historically
strong basketball
strong basketball programs.
Right.
But otherwise, these are all football decisions. And what we're talking about with money here is the ability to be broadcast on various networks.
Right.
For it's TV deals. It's TV. Right? It's making sure that they get coverage on television.
Right. Which goes back to why A&M left the Big 12
in the first place.
Right. Was because they were jealous of the Longhorn Network and said, well, if we're not going to make money that way, we're going to go join a conference where we can be on TV a lot.
Right.
And so that's kind of what all of these schools are doing right now. So if you are following this story, there's a lot of detail to it. The Pac-10 has turned into the Pac-4, and schools have left the Big 12 and come back. Schools are now joining the SEC that aren't anywhere near the Southeast, like Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But it comes down to football. The problem is there are so many other college athletic programs. And now by joining a conference on the East Coast when you are a Southern California school, you have now made women's lacrosse get on a plane to go play. Or
it's insane.
Badminton is now getting on a plane to play.
Yeah, like college baseball. Like these they're kids. These are 18, 19-year-old kids.
And if they have a game on Wednesday night, they're supposed to go to class on Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't feel like anyone is taking into account the travel cost of this, right? Like now you've eaten up massive profits by paying for these schools to travel. And if you don't pay for these schools to travel, then you're limiting the program. So like, let's say you don't want women's lacrosse to travel across the country to play in an in-conference game. Okay, so why even have the women's lacrosse team if you're not going to let them play the teams in their same conference? You know, there's no good solution to this except that these conferences should be regional, because that's the thing that makes the most sense for the kids who are traveling to all these places, and it saves money when you're traveling from place to place. Yeah. This whole thing is completely insane.
It's totally agree
all
with you.
Nuts.
Like, just stick to your neighborhood.
Right. It doesn't make any sense.
But anyway, if you were looking to kind of wrap this story up, have a water cooler chat moment, it all comes down to money for football programs.
Right.
And the people who suffer are the hundreds of other athletes and
thousands of other athletes. Yeah.
And staff, trainers who all work on sports that aren't football.
Right.
And let me tell you what, I love me some college football. I'm not against football.
No, I even think the college football kids are going to be struggling too.
Yeah.
Like they're between rigorous practice schedules and this travel. I think it's going to be hard.
So look where your school is now.
Yeah, exactly. Your water cooler question is, so college football conferences, what do you, wow. Yeah. That's all you have to say. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. Dumpster fire, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So my obsession is very, very basic, and it is once again a product.
I love
Okay.
it. I've learned so many great products from this.
I am here to serve. And my shopping addiction is a problem, right? So the dopamine hit that I get from the Amazon package is really bad.
I am here to serve. That is not where I thought you were going with that sentence.
See a need, fill a need.
Yes.
This is me helping you. Yes. So I have a thing about, we have cats in the house, and anyone who has pets knows that pet hair is a problem, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's just how it is. Unless you are one of those people who has a golden doodle that doesn't shed, like, more power to you. I'm jealous. But yeah. So I was looking at I made the bed the other day. I changed the sheets, I changed a duvet cover, and all these things, and it was a brand new, clean everything. And then I don't know why this happens, but every time I make the bed, the kittens need to go play on it.
Oh,
every time. And it's usually like a big wrestle fest immediately after I make the bed, and it's beautiful and pristine. And then the duvet cover is covered in hair.
Right.
And I'm like,
teeth.
It's clean. Oh, I have had the tooth on the bed before. Yeah, I have had the tooth. Just in case you didn't know.
Go back in time.
Yeah, puppies and kittens lose baby teeth. It's gross. So I couldn't take it anymore, and I was looking for a thing to like get the hair off of the brand new clean duvet, and I those like sticky rollers and crap that.
Yes.
Those just don't.
They don't
those
work.
suck. They don't work. So I found a product called a Chom Chom.
Chom chom.
And Chom Chom.
Chom chom.
And
you have to do it with your hands.
They have.
Chom chom.
Oh. You're sounding like the Law and Order battle gang to me. I'm just saying. You are. Bang, bang.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Chom
We were just
chom.
talking about iced tea earlier. Exactly. Exactly. We were just talking about iced tea earlier. Never mind. That's not important.
Gosh.
So,
okay, so there we go. This is a show
so
all about song lyrics. Let us talk more about
derailed. So I bought this Chom Chom and I used it like immediately, and this is the only product I ever want for taking hair off of everything. It's perfect.
Okay,
Go
how
get
does
a
it
Chom
work?
Chom. So it's like a dude, I should just like show it to you. I have it.
Okay, yeah.
Pause. It is this thing.
Oh, okay. What she is holding looks like a very large version of that roller that my dad had to clean albums.
It also looks like a squeegee.
Yes.
It looks like a squeegee, and it has like a little compartment where the hair goes.
Oh, wow. Okay. She's opening it. It
Yeah.
has a compartment.
Yep. It has one of those like microfiber.
If you do it one
like
way,
carpet.
it picks it up. If you
Yeah.
go the other way, then it comes off. Yeah.
Well, but it doesn't come off. And there's a little rubber piece on it. And so you just rub it back and forth across your item. And then it collects all the hair in like this little open compartment thing. And then you just take it out of the compartment and throw it away.
That's amazing.
It's so great. Highly recommend. Go get yourself a Chom Chom. They have generic ones. Don't recommend those. Get the real one.
Get the real one.
It's like $20. It's totally worth it.
Okay.
Okay.
So, time for the gems of the week.
Do it.
Couple weeks ago, we did a show on small talk.
Yes.
And one of the pieces of advice that I had picked up from the internet about small talk was incorporating some of these expert conversationalist phrases.
Yes.
Well, last night, John said something that was genuinely intriguing.
Sure.
I was actually interested in what he said. And I look at him from across the room and I say, oh, that's interesting. Say more. And he whips around and looks at me. He says, do not use that professional development trying to up your small talk game phrase on me.
No way. Well, first of all, thank you, JK, for listening. Much appreciated.
And I was like, no, I'm genuinely interested. I actually want to hear more about what you're saying. And he's like, yeah, but you have to change your tone and your words if you're selling those as ways to extend a conversation.
So noted. We don't say more to our partner. We say tell me more to our husband. There we go.
Too funny.
Oh man. I love it.
Yeah, he was like, don't patronize me. No. I legit want to know.
I'm really not. Yeah, exactly. I actually do want to know. That's so funny. So mine is stupid, but it made me laugh out loud when I saw this because this is just one of those dumb things that I like. Why?
Those are my favorite things.
So, yeah, exactly. So my son uses a mouthwash that I can talk about later. It's a good mouthwash. We love it. We got it recommended from our orthodontist, and he's been kind of making a mess of pouring it. So I got a little thing that helps him pour it, and cool. It comes in a bottle, or you get the bottle and then there's a little stack where you can put cups and stuff.
Right.
Fine. Well, the bottle comes with a label that says mouthwash. And for whatever reason, this label has a crown on it. And I don't know why someone needs to have.
Y'all, this label is funny. It is all caps mouthwash and then crowned on top of the word. And then the whole thing is inside this trefoil shape. It's very fancy mouthwash.
Why?
I don't know.
Who needs
this
needs
is like
that?
us having a crystal chandelier in our laundry room.
Right.
Why? Who chose that?
Right. My 7-year-old is fancy with his mouthwash. I couldn't even put the sticker on the bottle.
No,
I was like, no.
Because his bathroom is the one that gets used.
Right.
Unless you want them to come out and be like, so, tell me about this Regal mouthwash.
Tell me about this Regal mouthwash. Oh, well, the Queen used to use it. It's called TheraBreath. It's really great. Tastes like watermelon. It's perfect. I heard Princess Kate really likes it for her kids, so that's why.
That's why.
Come on.
So
it just was so can you tell this product is not made in the US?
Oh,
yes, you can, because here's how. Yep. Because there's a freaking crown on the sticker that says mouthwash. I'm gonna put I will put a picture of it in the blog post for this episode.
For sure.
It's hilarious. It's so funny.
To me, it feels like that table of knickknacks at Hobby Lobby that are all Paris themed.
Yes. Yes. So good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's take a break.
All right. Y'all know CK and GK love to support fellow indie podcasts. So here's another show you might really love.
Wait, so you like concerts, podcasts, and music, and you don't listen to Concerts That Made Us podcast? Oh man, you're missing out. You've got to head over there straight away. They have interviews with the best up-and-coming bands, as well as some famous ones thrown in the mix too. And don't even get me started on the concert stories. Oh man, are they wild. That's Concerts That Made Us podcast. New episodes every Thursday on all podcast players.
Thanks for listening to our friends. Back to the show.
All right, we're back, guys.
Yay. Okay, so today we're talking about lyrics to songs that people mishear all the time and then sing incorrectly. And this was inspired by a recent gem. If you've listened to that episode, you know my son was singing Smash Mouth as somebody once told me the world was macaroni, and I could not get enough of it, but I also made him fix it.
Right.
Because I couldn't, as a millennial, I could not let him do that incorrectly. I was looking at some of the, I actually did okay with most of these lyrics. I knew them myself, and I knew what the correct lyrics were. But some of the misheard things were shocking to me. Like, how are you hearing these things? Like the very famous Eurythmics song Sweet Dreams, where it's people are saying sweet dreams are made of cheese.
Right.
What?
No.
Although I do have emotional support cheese, I do not think that sweet dreams are always made of cheese. Right? Or the REM song, Let's Pee in the Corner. Like, no. No one. Let's pee in the spot. Like losing my religion. How does that make any sense?
Okay, so
why are you saying that?
In the Carly Simon song, You're So Vain.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a line, you're where you should be all the time. And when you're not, you're with some underworld spy or the wife of a close friend. Okay, so I knew someone who thought the line was wife of a postman, wife of a postman.
No.
And he was like, getting back at the milkman, so he's sleeping with the postman's wife. And I was like, no.
Oh my gosh, no. After the poison summer has gone. Like, what? No. Okay, so I'm very impressed that people actually make up lyrics for what they're hearing. I'm more of a like losing my religion, right? Like I just pretend, right? Like I don't know. So I'm gonna go through a few songs. Some of these are absolutely ridiculous,
Right.
but some of them are legit. Where I was like, oh my gosh, I had an epiphany when I learned this. Okay, so the first one I have to do, and this is a dedication to you, is Taylor Swift's Blank Space.
Oh, I know what this one's going to be.
Oh, yeah. There are people who think that she's singing about Starbucks lovers.
Starbucks lovers.
Got a lonely Starbucks lover. No. The song is Got a Long List of Ex-Lovers. They'll Tell You I'm Insane. It's from the 1989 album that she just re-released. Bless this woman. So again, the lyric is Got a Long List of Ex-Lovers. Like what?
But
No
I've got a
Starbucks
blank
lovers.
space and I'll write your name. It makes sense. Like
Right.
on the list, there's a blank space for your name to be an ex-lover, not a lonely Starbucks lover.
What in the world? I can't. Okay, so next one. And this one is legit because this is one of the most complicated songs ever in the history. And like, unless you're Twista and you're doing Celebrity Overnight, this is one of the most impossible songs ever.
Guns and Ships from Hamilton, where he has to rap 22 words a second or something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, did you know Twista at one point held the world record for the most words said in a minute?
Oh my gosh.
Because
and he
he's
beat
that
the
fast.
Microman guy or Micro Machines. Do you remember those?
Yes.
I made a joke about the Micro Machines guy a couple months ago, and of course both my kids were like, what are you talking about? And so we had to pull up videos of those commercials.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, hilarious. Okay, so this one is Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire.
Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China Johnny. Yeah.
So by the way, a lot of people don't even know that that's the name of the song, like, because it's so complicated. The song is called We Didn't Start the Fire. So there you go.
My sister used to teach U.S. history, and she would print out all the lyrics and make her students figure out what each one references.
This is a super complicated song.
Yeah.
There's so many repeated references to all these different historical events across multiple decades. Okay, so here's the lyric that people mishear. Bacon making Palestine, we love torture, Sally Ride. Excuse me? No. Bacon making Palestine?
Oh,
What?
man.
Okay. Absolutely not.
That is like when Abigail thought that her favorite taco was called Yom Kippur, but she meant Al Pastor.
Yeah, it's so off. It's so completely off.
Bacon making Palestine. Like,
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's not a thing.
Right. And also, we love torture?
Yeah.
What? Like, what?
And I love that it ends
okay.
with Sally Ride.
Right. Okay, now, the actual lyrics do sound a little bit like bacon, so I understand. But the rest of it, no. Bacon, Reagan, Palestine, Wheel of Fortune, Sally Ride are the correct lyrics.
Okay.
Bacon, Reagan, Palestine, Wheel of Fortune, Sally Ride.
I'm in. So much better than We Love Torture, Sally Ride.
Right? Bacon making. I can't. Okay, so this one made me laugh out loud, and I feel like there's got to be someone who sings this wrong, but I just had to include it. This is Dire Straits' Money for Nothing. To be clear, I love Mark Knopfler. I think he's amazing. So this song is about rock star excess and how easy that excess makes life compared to, like, quote, real life.
Okay,
right? Real work. Got it. Okay. So Mark Knopfler actually wrote this song after overhearing delivery men in a New York City department store complain about their jobs while they were watching MTV.
Dude, that's so awesome. I love the story behind the song.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Where's VH1 pop-up video when you need it?
I know, right?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So Mark Knopfler wrote the song in the department store at a kitchen display they had set up, and there's nothing to do with food here. So I'm prefacing that now. There's nothing to do with food at all. But for some reason, people hear the song as money for nothing and your chips for free. Your chips.
Your chips.
No.
No.
It is money for nothing and your chicks for free.
Chicks.
Because Rockstar excess
Yes.
chicks. You don't have to do anything to get them. There
Right.
you go. All right. Little CCR.
Oh, nice.
Little Credence.
Nice. This is a classic.
Credence Clearwater Revival. Bad Moon Rising. The song or the lyrics people hear are, there's a bathroom on the right. There's a bathroom on the right. No, there's not.
No, there's not.
Or there's a bad moon on the right. Also not correct.
Closer.
Closer. Yeah. Because the actual lyrics are, there's a bad moon on the rise. Yes. And sometimes I could hear it because the S doesn't really come out. It's not, there's no emphasis on the S. So I get why people think it's right, but it's rise.
It's rise.
So there you go.
Oh,
That one made me laugh.
I am so glad that you are doing this next one. I just looked at the notes and cheated. This is so good.
Okay. So this one, if you are a millennial, if you were around in the early aughts, if you know anything about this amazing, talented person.
If you watched the
this one
Super
might
Bowl a
speak
couple
to
years
you.
ago.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. So this is Missy Elliott's Work It.
So good.
This
so
one,
good.
This one is the one that I was like, oh my gosh, my mind is completely blown here. Okay.
I just learned this in the last few months.
Yes. This is one of those, how old were you
Right,
when you
right,
learned
right.
this? And you might be today years old when you learned this.
This is a good one, y'all.
Okay. The lyric where she's like, that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
The line is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Okay. What she's doing is she's taking the line, I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it, and she's playing it backwards. So it's literally the lyric, I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it, and take all of that line and put it backwards. And that's what she's done. She's reversed the lyric. So she's giving a clue to the lyrics later on in the song where she says, listen up close while I take you backwards. And then she does the same thing again. So she's basically just the it's your feminine if it's when yeah. That's what that is. It's her taking that lyric and she's turning it around and playing it backwards. So she's not actually saying it. She just sang the lyric and then they play
the track backward.
Right, exactly.
That's funny.
Which I thought was super cool. But that's what she's doing. She played it backwards. And then there's another one where she, again, says, listen up close while I take you backwards. And she does it again. So, okay. This one also blew my mind as a millennial.
Okay.
The song I'm Real by J-Lo featuring Ja Rule.
Okay.
Okay. So at the very beginning of the song, you hear Ja Rule like yell out, what's my mother effing name? Okay. And then after that, you hear J-Lo come in and say what a lot of people think has been, are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
That's what people think it is. Or are you really?
Right.
No. She's spelling out rule as in Ja Rule. R-U-L-E. That's
oh
what
my
she's
gosh. That's amazing.
He says what's my mother
name?
effing name? And so she says R-U-L-E. That's what she's doing.
That is so
oh my
funny.
gosh.
Also, I cannot think about Ja Rule without thinking about Firefest.
Sad.
And how in like both
Sad.
documentaries he goes by Ja. And I was like, stop.
You can't go by jaw. Not okay. Oh man, what a mess. So anyway, that's what the lyric is, and I was like, what? And now I can only hear it correctly, thank goodness, because otherwise I would still be a mess singing it wrong. Because I still know every word to that song. This one is really commonly misheard, and so I felt like I had to address it. This is Iron Butterflies, Inagata de Vida.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So a lot of people think that the song is saying in the Garden of Eden, which technically is supposed to be correct. That is the intended lyric of the song. However, the songwriters, Doug Engel and Ron Bushy, had an entire gallon of wine prior to writing this song.
Oh,
and
my
instead
gosh.
of in the Garden of Eden, they actually wrote Inagata de Vida. So the words actually are Inagata de Vida and not in the Garden of Eden. That's
Oh
that's
my
why it doesn't
gosh.
sound right when you yeah. I thought that was a cool one. I love this song too. I'm a big Talking Heads fan. Do you like Talking Heads?
Yeah, I actually saw, what is his name? David Byrne?
It sounds right.
I saw him at ACL a couple years ago and he killed it. It was a really good show.
I don't I don't seek them out. It's not like I have them like saved on my Spotify as like this is Talking Heads. I don't do that, but whenever the songs come up, I'm like, yes, I love this song. So this one is Psycho Killer by Talking Heads.
Okay.
So this song, by the way, I didn't realize this song was this old. This song came out in 1977. I had no idea that the song came out in 77.
That's a long time.
It is. A lot of the lyrics to this song are in French, which I did not know. I had no idea about this until I was researching this episode.
Oh.
But I didn't know that a lot of them are in French. So a lot of people have no idea what it is. So they're just filling in their own, they're
Sure.
doing what I do. Where it's like,
Yeah.
Okay. So the line is Psycho Killer, qu'est-ce que c'est, which is the French, like,
What are you doing?
line of, what are you doing? Or it is what it is. Or yeah, exactly. Qu'est-ce que c'est? That's the line. It sounds and I mean it's a super complicated looking French lyric, but when he says Psycho Killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? That's the line. That's all it is.
There you go. Okay, I saw that you have 2 Elton John hits on here.
I do,
But not
I do.
3.
And part of that, well, that's because one of them is going to be my closer for the episode. So that's why I'm holding on to that.
Oh, no. I am talking about Benny and the Jets is not on your list.
Oh, no, I don't have Benny and the Jets
She's
on my
got
list.
electric boobs, a mohair suit. No, it's electric boots and a mohair suit.
Right. No, I did not put that one on here, but I should have. That was a good one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So this one is funny, but I knew this one because of an episode of Family Guy. So I'm just going to put that out there. Credit to Seth MacFarlane for putting this together. So this is Elton John's Rocket Man.
Okay.
The episode of Family Guy is Stewie like basically being a beat poet and saying the lines to this song, which is so funny.
Mars.
Yeah, exactly.
The place
Yeah.
to raise your kids.
Right. Exactly. So there's so many different interpretations of this lyric that I didn't even put them all in here because there was no way. But the correct lyric, I should say, is Rocket Man burning out his fuse up here alone. Okay. So in the episode of Family Guy, he's like, Rocket Man burning out his fuse up here alone. And it's really funny. It's really funny. But I was like, oh, that's the line. So I also have no idea what I thought it was, but I know that I didn't realize that was the line until I watched that episode of Family Guy. So there you go. Burning out his fuse up here alone. Yes. Okay. The other one I did not learn. I'm so embarrassed to say this until the redo, the remix, the re-recording of this
the
song
partnership with
Britney
Spears.
Spears.
I was going to say Snake Lady, and that's not right.
But we all know what you're talking about
Right.
because we all watched the VMAs back then. Yes. So this is Tiny Dancer by Elton John. I did not know what the song lyric was, but I was doing the lay me down on a fish and I did not know what it was, but it's lay me down on sheets of linen. First of all, who has linen sheets? That's why it didn't come to me. Like what? Who? Linen sheets? Really? Really?
I once read an article that Oprah liked to have her bed ironed. Can you imagine how hard it would be to iron linen sheets?
Oh my gosh. Her bed ironed?
Ironed. Like after they make it, they have to iron the sheets on the bed.
What?
I mean, she's Oprah. Like, whatever. I would iron her sheets.
If you pay me?
Right. Oh, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Not for free.
Also, I'm getting out the steamer. We're not doing, we aren't ironing. We're getting out the steamer. I bet she could feel the difference.
Oh, yeah.
I bet she can. All right. Well, that's our show. That's what I have for you today is those 10 songs and those ridiculous lyrics. And hopefully you learned a little something, but maybe now you're fixed. Or maybe you knew every single one, in which case, congratulations. Good job.
Pour some sugar ramen.
Yes.
All right, guys. If you like us, tell other people to like us. Do it on the Webernet.
Yeah.
You can press the stars. You can write words about us. You can just tell your friends in real life.
Yep. All of that would be great.
All right. So when you are thinking that you know the words, maybe go and research them. Make good choices.
Yeah. And hold me closer, Tony Danza.
Oh, bye.
Oh, bye.
Hey friends, thanks for listening to the CK and GK podcast. Find us at CK and GK podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, or anywhere else that you pod. See you next time.